Hey, haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Okay, look, let's cut the garbage. I'm sorry. Because I've gotten messages from people saying, when are you coming back? I've missed your videos, and I'm sorry. I really am. But the thing is, well, I've gone back to school. In fact, I think one of my profs even subscribed to me. Hi, Peter. Please don't fail me. But the thing is, the first week of school, I was planning to make a video, but then I got injured and, well, that put that on the back burner. I'm fine, by the way. Thanks for asking. Anywho, by the time I was finally ready to make my first video, the lockout was in full swing, and I figured no one gives a darn about my take on old news. So I waited out the first term thinking I'd talk about hockey when it came back, if it even came back. But then, school got crazy. You know, they say the second term is the busiest term ever, until next term, which then becomes the busiest term ever. So, yeah, my bad. But school is done now, and I am amped for the playoffs. So let's get to it. Welcome to the penalty box. Feels good to say that again. Oh, and by the way, we're back on a webcam. My camera is, well, yeah, it's dead. So we're back on this one, which I used to use for Sunday Morning Manager. So just a few things I wanted to talk about post-mortem of the season. Playoffs are in the next video. First thing first, Toronto, we all owe a big thank you to Brian Burke. Because the thing is, this team is quite simply the most Burkean team since Brian Burke came to Toronto. And had I had time to make videos, I would have said this about the firing. I wasn't necessarily surprised by the fact that he was fired, but the timing shocked me. Because yeah, he came here in 2008, and 4 losing seasons tends to do that to a general manager. But right on the eve of a lockout-shortened season, are you nuts? But back to my point, this is solidly based on the standard Burke blueprint for teams. Sure, maybe it's not top 6, bottom 6, maybe top 9, bottom 3, but you've got big bruising guys to beat you up on defense. You've got a fourth line whose sole purpose is to punch you in the face. And a skill line of Phil Kessel, Tyler Bozak, and whoever Randy Carlisle likes best out of Joffrey Lupul or JVR 5 minutes prior to puck drop. And considering this team was completely unchanged from the team Burke was content to go into the season with, everyone in Toronto has Burke to thank for the playoffs. Eat it, Fire Burke bandwagoners. Second, I hate to say I told you so, but I'm sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. Who are we kidding? I love to say I told you so. And James Reimer, I told you so. People of Toronto, can we please finally admit that James Reimer is good? I mean, throughout the end of last season, the off season, and this season leading up to and including the trade deadline, people seemed fixated on Roberto Luongo coming to Toronto. And I felt like the lone voice in the desert crying out, for the love of all things good, no! But Toronto held off on giving Vancouver a ridiculous amount of assets, and it's paying off. I mean, let's just compare the play of the two over the season. Reimer's save percentage, .924, good for 8th place in the league. Luongo's save percentage, .907 in 29th place. For those of you keeping track at home, yeah, that's worse than Ben Scrivens. Reimer has 4 shutouts, Luongo has 2. Reimer's played in 33 games, Luongo 20. And Reimer has 19 wins, Luongo 9. So, why did we want this guy again? Thirdly and quickly, Kessel versus Seguin. Look, I know that conventional wisdom says that Boston won the Kessel deal, but humor me and let's look at what the scoreboard says. Kessel's currently tied for 7th in the league in the points race with 52 points. Seguin's currently tied for 65th with 32 points. Just saying, conventional wisdom's stupid. And finally, Saturday's season finale. Okay, this game made me quite simply furious because the Leafs had their destiny in their own hands. The entire city of Toronto and most hockey fans league-wide wanted to see Toronto face Montreal in the first round of the playoffs. And all it takes is for Boston to get a single point and for Toronto to beat a division rival they've been spanking all year long. Well, Boston pushed their game against the Capitals to overtime. They did their job, so let's go. First period, they come out hitting, skating hard, taking it to their opponents. It's going to be a good game. Scored first on the power play from Phil Kessel, and even though the Habs reply, this is looking good for the Leafs. Then they all packed up and went home. Because the second period, they just came out and bleh. No shots, no hitting, letting the Habs agitators get inside their heads. Even small things like line changes were going wrong. The Leafs even got lazy on those, slow getting off the ice and making stupid decisions during them, at one point taking a pointless too many men penalty. Here's a stat to let you know just how dreadful this period was. The Leafs had 3 power plays in the second period and managed just 1 shot. Not a single shot per power play, which would be bad enough. No, the entire period. Habs open up a 3-1 lead, and you could see the steam coming out of Randy Carlyle's ears. I'm not joking. He looked like a Bugs Bunny and Tweety cartoon, but, you know, in a scary way. So, you know he's going to give it to the Leafs in the dressing room, and they'll come out firing in the third. Yeah, no. Early in the final frame, Reimer goes down too quickly in an attempt to make a save, lets in a softie. Hard to blame them, though. I mean, would you look good after getting hung out to dry by your defense all night? How do you not even care about your final game? And yes, I know people are saying that Lupo jinxed us, saying the Habs weren't a physical threat, giving the Habs bulletin board material, but come on. It's not like the Habs won this game by being fantastic. They won it by the Leafs giving it to them on a silver platter. And that doesn't look too good going into the playoffs. But it's all good, because if Boston wins tomorrow, they'll move back into second and ensure us the first round match we need. Even better, they're playing 8th place Ottawa. Of course. Welcome to life as a Leaf fan, where the universe continually punches you in the gut. Not only did we miss out on a chance to bounce our arch rivals in the first round, currently suffering from a stone-cold goalie and a lack of physicality, we now draw one of the toughest teams in the league. But hey, that's for my playoff video. So, Leafs face the Bruins in the first round of the playoffs. Yay? Make no mistake, I'm still amped for the playoffs, but missed opportunities, fellas. Anyway, I'm going to go sleep this off, watch Rock'em Sock'em 6, and come back at you with my playoff predictions. You know it's been a long time since I could say it this late in the year, but go Leafs, go. 9 years out of it, but we're back. Stanley Cup playoffs, baby.